Just like the title says, we do have a breaking trade between the Rays and the Brewers. Expect a ton of trades over the next few weeks. Ellie De La Cruz, he grew up a Yankees fan. I just found this out, and he stole the show down in the Bronx last night. Tim Anderson, the former All-Star shortstop for the White Sox, his career might be over, and Shohei Ohtani, his 27th home run of the year, may or may not have ruined this kid's night. Okay, ouch. We're going to talk about all of that and more in today's MLB Recap. And just a reminder, Recap is presented by SeatGeek. Use code Fuzzy to save 20 bucks off your tickets. And if you like daily fantasy sports and you have not downloaded Underdog Fantasy, they're hooking you guys up today. If you're a brand new user and you use my code Fuzzy, they'll give you a free Aaron Judge pick'em. You're welcome. To start today's recap, before we talk about the breaking trade, I do want to mention that Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper in back-to-back months have won Player of the Month. Judge, he hit 409 with 11 home runs, 37 RBIs, and a 277 OPS plus. By the way, he's leading the entire league in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. He might win an MLB Triple Crown. Bryce Harper, he hit 375 with 17 extra base hits, a 220 OPS plus. Is he going to win another MVP, or will the injury make it Shohei's to lose? So let's talk about that breaking trade between the Brewers and the Rays. Aaron Civale has been traded again. Last year, he was traded from Cleveland to Tampa Bay for Kyle Manzardo, which is looking like a terrible trade. Now he's going to the Brewers for an infielder by the name of Gregory Barrios. He's a 20-year-old infielder with no pop, but he's got great contact and speed potential. Civale kind of bolsters, I'll put that in air quotes because I don't know what he's going to be. He has a 5.17 ERA over his last 132 innings as a Ray, and the Rays are usually known for fixing guys, so they couldn't fix him. Is he the first domino to go? Are the Rays going to trade Randy Arozarena? What about Brandon Lau, who's a free agent after this year? Maybe Isaac Paredes? What do you make of this trade? Do you think that Civale is going to find his groove again with the Brewers? Can they fix him? Who knows? So because we just talked about the Rays and Brewers, let's recap their games real quick. So Tampa Bay, they're taking on the Royals in Kansas City. Palacios, he scored the game's first run on a wild pitch. Zach Littell, he was pretty good. Now, he did have some trouble in the fifth. MJ Melendez and CJ Alexander, they both had singles. By the way, that was Alexander's first career base hit, but Littell, he clutched up. He got Kyle Isbell to chase. Palacios, he scored the first run. Now he's driving in their second run. Good thing that he did that too, because Bobby Witt Jr., he would have tied it. And it's crazy to say that a .311 batting average with 13 home runs, 22 stolen bases, 12 outs above average is not good enough to start the All-Star game because of Gunnar Henderson. This is bad. CJ Alexander, after getting his first career base hit, he had a tough time at the hot corner. He let this Isaac Paredes swing it past him. It's a two-run double for Isaac. We talked about Brandon Lau a few moments ago. Maybe he's going to get traded. He belted a mammoth 433-foot home run to send everyone home. The Rays, they improved to 43-42. They're back over 500. So the Rays won right before trading Aaron Civale, so maybe the Brewers lost and then they hit the panic button. We shall see. Sal Frelick, he doesn't have a lot of pop, but he does flare one and he puts the ball in play. That's all he has to do. Brenton Doyle, he had 10 home runs and 22 stolen bases all of last year, right? He has 10 home runs and 20 stolen bases already. And on top of that, defensively, he has 8 outs above average. The strikeouts have dropped by 7%. He's walking 3% more. Brenton Doyle is having a breakout season. Jacob Stallings, unleash the trailer, my guy. Anyone else might have had an inside the park home run, but Stallings, he's chugging around. He gets his second career triple. So Colorado, they actually steal the lead after that because Stallings, he scores on a totally a sac fly. And, catcher by trade, Hunter Goodman, he's playing right field. He lost this fly ball, and the Brewers, they get to tie it right back up. Bryce Terang, he's credited with a cheeky RBI double. Now they want to take the lead, but you can't run on my friend Nolan Jones. Nolan Jones on a line with his second 100-mile-per-hour outfield assist of the week. Nabs, Bryce Terang at home. You do not run on Brenton Doyle or Jones because they're both top 1% in arm strength. Speaking of Doyle, I guess you don't throw him strikes either. He socks an RBI double for the lead. This is just a crazy back-and-forth game. Who's going to win? Andrew Monasterio reached third in the ninth inning, so he can score on this Adames sac fly. We're tied for the third time of the game. And oh no, Justin Lawrence, he lost his command. What else is new? He hits Rhys Hoskins with the bases loaded. Milwaukee, they're not going to look back. They take it 4-3 after Trevor McGill dominated the ninth again with 2 more strikeouts. The Brewers, they're 51-35, and they have a chance to fix Aaron Civale. What are their odds to make the World Series? Let me know. Do you think that they can compete with the Dodgers or the Braves or other teams in the NL? Let me know. Now, before we talk about Shohei, his 27th home run, and the Dodgers, we got to find Aaron Civale's old team, the Guardians. They're trying to get back on track. baseballs were flying early on. Andrew Vaughn, he was a monster in June. He hit 340 with 6 home runs and 20 RBIs. That's his 11th home run of the season. Maybe they move him. I don't know. Cleveland, they answer with a 6-swing of their own. Daniel Schneemann, he crushed a 2-run home run. He's a fantasy god because he can play every single position. A lot of Guardians fans are losing patience with this guy, Brian Rocchio, but there he is. He dunks one in with the go-ahead in the 5th inning. But LaPonterra, he pulled a Daniel Schneemann. He yanked a 2-run home run as well. It's all tied up at 3 runs apiece. Sox fans were not happy with Luis, though. Wait for it. Kids, if you're watching, don't do this. I know it worked out for Josh Naylor, but still do not run on a ball hit in front of you if you're at second base. Naylor, who was a sitting duck at third, but because the ball hit him, he's allowed to score. It's very, very lucky. The Miles Straw replacement, he made some noise. Tyler Freeman now has 7 home runs on the season. Miles Straw had 6 for his entire career. Chicago, they answered right back. You have Lenyn Sosa with an RBI double and scores DeYoung. 2 are now on for Luis Robert Jr. And you guys are probably confused. Why would Sox fans be mad at this guy? He ties it for a huge 4 RBI day. Well, here's why. Andres Jimenez, he got to third in the 9th inning. It's tied up. Bo got a 99 down the Broadway fastball from Michael Kopech. He lifted it to center, and Luis just didn't throw it. The Guardians, they walk it off, and a lot of Sox fans are like, what the heck are you giving up on the team? Well, Andres can absolutely fly, and if he is going to get traded, he probably wants to stay healthy. I don't know. Bryce Harper had an arm injury on a play at the plate. Maybe he didn't want that. I don't know. The White Sox are 24-63. Trade rumors galore. I'm not mad at him. Teoscar Hernandez was all of the offense early on for the Dodgers. That's an RBI double in the 1st, and then he got a 2nd RBI on a ground out in the 3rd. But we're going to skip that 2nd RBI because Christian Walker, he tied it with 1 swing. He loves hitting home runs in Dodger Stadium. That was his 18th of 2024. He has 22 home runs in 87 career games in Dodger Stadium. He also has 7 outs above average, so if anyone's going to win the Gold Glove over Bryce Harper, it's probably going to be Walker again. Could tell he put the Snakes up by 1. In past tense, he did do that. Shohei, he stepped in with Gavin Luxon, and 433 feet later, the Dodgers are now winning. At 433 feet, that was Shohei's 11th longest home run, so he only hits moonshots. Also, I can't believe that they left this clip in. The ball domed a kid. Ohtani's on pace to maybe win a Triple Crown just like Aaron Judge. Okay, back to the action. Arizona, they actually stole the lead after tying it. Jake McCarthy is speed rush Trinan, I should say. The ball gets away. Gabriel Moreno, the catcher, scores all the way from first. He was booking it, and this looked very, very familiar if you're a Dodgers fan. Jock Peterson, he smoked a go-ahead solo home run. He's back in front of his former crowd, and he's yelling, "I'm him," which everyone just says I'm him, but like, who's actually him? Not everyone can be him. Perhaps it's Frederick. Freddie and Will Smith, they lace back-to-back doubles in the final inning to tie it, and in the blink of an eye, the Dodgers, they walk it off. Teo, he splits the third base shortstop gap. Freddie flies around to score. So let me know in the comments, do you think that Teoscar is going to make the All-Star team? It'll be between him and Yelich. The Dodgers are 20 games over 500, and I think the All-Star roster should be coming out in the next few hours. Elly De La Cruz had a pre-game interview, and he said that he grew up a Yankees and Derek Jeter fan, and he got right to doing Elly De La Cruz things early on. Elly, he laced a triple to right field in the 4th inning. Soto, he tried to airmail it, but Elly's in there. By the way, Elly had a huge night. He's just getting started. It's 1-0 after Jameer did his job. He put the ball in play, and Will Benson, he really did his job. Will has 9 home runs, another kind of dud start for Luis Gil. The league has caught up to him over the last 3 weeks, so now it's up to him to turn the page and change his approach and readjust. Just like Elly's done this year against left-handed pitchers. Last year, he was useless, awful against lefties. That's his 4th of the year versus a lefty, and on the season, he now has 15 home runs and 40 stolen bases. And by the way, defensively, he has 7 outs above average, which is nasty. Red starter Graham Ashcraft, he had his gem ruined in the 6th as Glaber smoked an RBI single. The rookie Ben Rice lined it to right, so he could be a real difference maker if he starts to click. He has 3 RBIs over his last 2 games. The captain, Aaron Judge, now has 32 home runs. He makes it a 1-run game. Quan doesn't qualify yet with at-bats, but he will be the batting average leader. But right now, Judge, he leads MLB in batting average, home runs, and RBIs. Again, he could win the MLB Triple Crown if Quan does fade, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anthony Volpe popped up as Alexis Diaz got his 18th save. Now, before we move on, the Reds win 5-4. I do want to talk about Volpe. He's hitting .206 with a .229 on base over his last 30 games. Verdugo's hitting .210 with a .264 on base his last 30. Is it time to panic? The Yankees are 4-11 their last 15. Luis Gil, he's slipping. The bullpen has been nothing short of a carousel. What's going on with the Yankees? They look terrible lately. It could be as simple as the other other New York team, the Mets, they found the basketball from Space Jam and they used it to steal the Yankees' powers because the Mets, they're on the cusp of being 11-4, the exact opposite of the Yankees over their last 15. Now, the Nationals did go up by 2. DJ Hurts, he was shredding on the bump, but DJ did not get this fastball inside enough as Lindor, his quick hands got to it. He's got 14 home runs and 9 outs above average. He's tied for 10th in all of baseball with a 3.4 F4, despite all the hate that he gets. By the way, shout out to DJ Hurts. He had 13 strikeouts a few weeks ago, 11 in this one, but Nationals fans already know this. He's not going to get the W. Hunter Harvey, he gave up the lead on a Brandon Nimmo RBI single. He had a scary incident, and I'm just happy that he's okay. He hit it at the last possible moment and shot it the other way. We're going to skip to the 10th inning where the Mets just kind of popped off. Jose Iglesias, the part-time musician, part-time baseball player, he goes the other way as well for the lead. Brandon Nimmo added another. He has 52 RBIs. Mark Vientos made it 5-2, but we're just going to show a polar bear blast. Pete Alonso, he dropped the hammer. Pause. His 18th home run caps off a big-time 5-run 10th inning. Again, the Mets, they're now 11-4 over their last 15 games. I feel like I always talk about the A's or the Angels last, so let me switch it up and talk about them in the middle. Then we can recap the Phillies and Orioles games. Halo starter Jose Soriano, he was almost perfect through 3 frames thanks to his unhittable knuckle curve. He had all 4 strikeouts on that pitch, but Oakland, they caught up to that trend. Brent said, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to crush it. Thanks, man. He's got 16 home runs. By the way, he's top 10% and all the nerdy stuff like launch angles, barrel rates. That just means he tears covers off of baseballs. Lawrence Butler, whoa! I was not expecting this. He went the other way for a huge 3-run home run. He's got crazy talent. Butler, he found a way on again. He flared one just ahead of the glove of Taylor Ward, and with his speed, this is an easy 2-run double. Brett Harris, he just got recalled from AAA. Good for him. JJ Bleday, a nice little insurance RBI, and the A's, they kind of need it because their bullpen stunk again. Nolan Shawniwell has been an RBI fiend lately. I think he had 4 RBIs in this one, 1 on a sac fly earlier, 2 more on this right here, so every single run so far has been courtesy of Nolan. Make it 4 runs, all 4 runs off the bat of Nolan Shawniwell. His 9th inning double off of Mason Miller makes it 7-3. Mason Miller then gave up an RBI single to Luis Rengifo, so it's 7-5. Taylor Ward, he can flip this script with 1 swing, and oh my, yeah, Mason, he can throw 103, but he also has that slider in his back pocket. I don't know how anyone makes contact off this guy. The A's, they win 7-5. This next game was basically the exact same. The Phillies went up, and the Chicago, like the Angels, they stormed back in the 9th to make it a ball game. Garrett Stubbs, he put the Phillies up a few after a 2-run double, and then TT went yard. Trey Turner hit his first of 2. I mean, this was a long one. That one went 422 feet. Wait for a second one. It actually went even longer. Now, I do have to show Bellinger's RBI extra base hit because good thing that he has a player option for 2025 at $30 million because he's kind of been meh. He's got a 111 OPS plus, so he will be accepting that $30 million option for next year. Hayden Wesneski, buddy, probably not smart to throw 94 middle to Trey Turner. The first one went 422 feet. The second went 440 feet. It left everything. So just like Nolan Shawniwell, Trey, he had a 4 RBI night. But before we show his 4th RBI, rookie Michael Mercado, he held the Cubs to 1 run over 5 innings. He's in line for his first career W. Trey, his 4th RBI came on a single in the 7th. Chicago, they broke out the rally caps though. Seiya's 3-run moonshot makes this a whole new game. They're trying to make this comeback. Everyone's having a great time. They're dancing. Dansby, he smoked one, and Castellanos, he almost botched it. Philly, they hang on. They're now 27 games over 500. The Orioles and M's game was a little less chaotic, and that's simply because George Kirby and Grayson Rodriguez were on the bump. Grayson, he was elevating painted fastballs and then breaking out sick changeups that completely fool the Mariners lineup all game long. Anthony Santander went full MLB The Show. He fouled off like 5 or 6 2-strike pitches. My controller would have been smashed. On the 10th pitch, he clutched up. It's now 1-0 Baltimore. Grayson, he got a big-time inning-ending tailor-made double play to end the 4th. Mariners fans, they were booing pretty bad. Grayson, he's now 1 out away from 6 innings. 2 are on for Cal Raleigh, who was clutched up multiple times this year. Let out the roar, bro. Grayson is disgusting. Just 2 base hits over 6 shutout. Kirby, he wanted to try and go 7, and he even talked Scott Service out of taking him out the game, and it didn't work out. I love the passion, but then again, 2 runs on 2 singles is not a bad day at all. Mullins, he got the final run for either team. Grayson, he went 7 shutout with 8 punchies. He was nearly unhittable. Craig Kimbrell is in now. He wants another save. 2 are on for J-Rod. So J-Rod, he can kind of save his season with this swing, kind of. And the season from hell continues. J-Rod chases the ball at his eyeballs and Kimbrel, he reclaims the MLB active saves lead over Jansen with 437. Nathan Eovaldi was disgusting as well. He and the Rangers made light work of Dylan Cease and the Padres. Nathaniel Lowe had 2 home runs just like Trey Turner, but this was Nathaniel Lowe bobblehead night, so that's got to feel really cool. Leody Taveras, he drove in their 3rd run on a double, and there's Lowe socking another. I think that's, 3 games in a row where someone had 4 RBIs. Shawn Newell, Turner, no, not the last game because there was only 2 runs total. But Nathaniel Lowe had 4 RBIs before the 4th inning. He has a career 120 OPS plus, which is very, very impressive. Simeon, he blooped in the 6th run off of Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is not happy with himself. And then Jonathan Ornelas, attaboy, I have no idea who that is, but cool. That's an RBI double. It's 7-0 for Nathan, who went 7 fantastic frames where he did not allow a single walk. He allowed 1 base hit, struck out 6. Don't get it twisted. I know that Texas has had a slow start. They're now 39-46, but they got some pieces. Same with the Blue Jays and the Astros. Like, on paper, these are good teams who have been playing either 500 or below 500 baseball up until recently. 1 star after dominating with double-digit strikeouts, Spencer Arrighetti, my bad. He got lit up by the Jays offense. Spencer Horwitz, it's Spencer versus Spencer crime. He can rake. He's got 3 home runs in 21 games and a 170 OPS plus. I'm really happy that Vladdy, his hand is not going to be an issue. He's in there. He's jolting pitches. I think that's a double. Justin Turner walked, and the former Astro postseason legend, he just demolished a baseball. Springer, he's been red hot. Watch out at MLB. He's hitting 500 with 4 home runs and 13 RBIs over his last 7 games. The Blue Jays, they ran it up to 7. They got a Addison Barger double, and then Kirk scored on a pass ball, but here comes the Astros. After they scored 2 on some singles, Jordan, he blasted off. It is now a 2-run game out of nowhere. He's quietly having a monster season. Like, it's hard to do that, but because it's expected for him just to rake, he has 18 home runs with the 164 career OPS plus. That's just disgusting. Now he's being knocked in. Jake Myers, he makes it a 1-run game. Former Yankee Chad Green, he's got to try and hold his own, and he does it after allowing a leadoff double as well, so he clutched up. He goes 1-2-3 after that. The Jays are 39-46, and the Astros, they could not capitalize on the Mariners getting beat by the Orioles. Man, I kind of want to throw like $20 on the Red Sox making the World Series. Listen, I know it's the Marlins, okay, but after this easy W, the Red Sox, they're 13th in runs scored as an offense and 7th in team ERA, so they're actually pretty good. And it's not just Rafi doing all the damage. Yeah, he scores 2 RBIs right there, but Cedar Rafaela, he pummeled a multi-RBI extra base hit after Devers grabbed the 2 on a single. Rafaela, he's been elite lately. He's hitting .320 with 16 RBIs over his last 26 games. He knew it too. That was a no-doubter. Jake Berger, I'll show this for Marlins fans. He got Cutter Crawford with just the 2nd base hit of the day off of Cutter. Boston grabbed it back, though. I'll give Xavier Edwards some credit. He almost made an insane web jam. Connor Wong, he's hitting .324 on the year after that RBI. He owns a 16-game hit streak. Yoshida, he opened it up to a 7-1 ball game on his 3rd base hit. Cutter, he's out the game, by the way. He had 7 strikeouts over 6. I'll show this one too. Jesus Sanchez, 458 feet. Good Lord. He and Jarren Duran, they traded some long home runs. Jarren, he's up to 10 home runs, 21 stolen bases, 11 DRS, insane outs above average, just a disgusting Grady Sizemore-like season. He needs to be an all-star somehow. If he's not, it's one of the biggest snubs I've ever seen. Now, before we move on to the Cardinals and Pirates game, Tim Anderson, he got released by Miami. He's been a shell of himself since last year. White Sox fans will say it was a knee injury. Baseball fans will say it was the Jose Ramirez fight, and just, I don't know, he had a negative 1.2 WAR with no home runs and awful defense this year. Poor judgment off the field as well. Is that it? Is this the end of Tim Anderson's career? Let me know in the comments. Both starting pitchers were pretty mid in this next game. They both gave up 4 earned runs apiece. Alec Burleson, how high was that home run? A light towering 2-run home run. He's got 13 on the season, which is 4 fewer than this next guy. Nolan Gorman, he snuck out a grand slam, and they want this guy to get as many at-bats as possible despite the fact that he doesn't walk much. He strikes out a lot. He's hitting 191, but he can do that. Cal Gibson, he was nasty to start the game. He struck out the side twice, but just like Keller, the home run ball really ruined his day. Captain Jack, he went to the river on a 3-run cannonball, and then Andrew McCutchen makes it a 2-run game as he clears the deck as well. He has 12 home runs. I need Andrew to keep it up. He's got 311 career home runs. I want him to get 350. Now, despite Pittsburgh making it a lot of fun, Brendan Donovan, he stays red hot. He kind of ends the game right here. And coming up next, we have a record save from a Cardinals player. Ryan Helsley now has 31 saves. That's the most ever. Or maybe he has 32. 31 or 32. Regardless, he has the record for the most saves by a Cardinals reliever before the All-Star break. And since 2022, he's got a 1.9 ERA. We got a fun start to this one. We kickstart the Braves and the Giants, or the Giants and the Braves, because They're in Atlanta. We have back-to-back home runs. Austin Riley, he went 407, and Sean Murphy went 430 feet. Now here comes the Giants. Jorge Soler, he cut the deficit in half with a solo home run of his own. By the way, the camera quality on the replay was better than my own eyes. I need that camera. Did the Giants go back-to-back? They did. That's the longest home run of anyone in this game. Lamont Wade Jr. went 442 feet. Now the Giants are up a run. Riley, he botched a hot shot. He couldn't glove it. It's 3-2 Giants. It's actually 4-2 after a sac fly, so this Ozzie Albies single doesn't actually tie it, but it makes it a one-run game. It's a nice piece of hitting from Albies. This next swing is hilarious. Elliot Ramos is so strong. He thought he had a pop-up around first base foul territory, but it sailed for a home run. He's got 11 home runs, a 160 OPS plus. Even Sean Murphy, they were kind of laughing about it as Elliot Ramos passed home plate. Look at Ramos making a diving grab in center. This kid is a future star in the making. Camilo Doval, his 15 save gets the Giants to 42-44. The Braves, they fall to 9 games back of first place in the East. Byron Buxton wanted to show some diving action as well. Byron, he flew into Rob Riley Green of a base knock. He is so good when healthy. Same with Royce Lewis, who connected for a 2-run double. If these guys stay healthy, just pencil them in for 30-plus home runs and 90-plus RBIs. Who is this? Wait, is that rookie Justin Henry Malloy? It is. He demolished a home run. He dropped the bat. He knew it was gone. Ryan Kreidler, whatever his name is, that's his first home run of the season. The Tigers are now winning by 1. Scratch that. Manuel Margot, he caught a barrel versus Tarek Skubal. It's now 3-3, and no, we were just talking about him staying healthy. This is bad. This is very bad. Royce Lewis came up limping on this swing, and he did not sound hopeful at all. The kid cannot catch a break. Buxton, he led off the 7th with a ground rule double, and after getting the 3rd on a wild pitch, he's going to try and use his elite speed to score, and he does. And look at Carlos Correa, a second deck moonshot. He's been an MVP type guy over the last month. He's hitting like over 350 or something crazy like that. Johan Duran, he closed it out. He has 13 saves. The Twins, they've won 3 in a row. They're a playoff team if the season ended today. It'd be the wild card, but they're still pretty good. Guys, that was a monster recap. Thank you guys so much for watching. We didn't post a recap yesterday because there was only 3 games. I'm not going to do that. But thank you guys for coming out to the live streams lately. We might do another one shortly, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out, and enjoy the web gems.
And Thomas skies one to center field. Taylor going back onto the warning track. At the wall, he makes the lift. Chop towards third. Morel off balance. Strong throw.
To the next city. The ground ball to second base. Nice. Diving. Cronenworth second for 1. On to first for.
And high in the air to deep right field. Springer is back. Jumps and he caught it.
And a base hit to left. Duran can run. Jones can throw. Here's the throw to the plate. Hot line in time. This one's lifted in center field. In comes Blade. He slides.
Tarek Skubal, ground ball third base. Urshela from the ground.